Welcome to Overdrive AF, the official podcast of Overdrive Fitness. My name is Teddy Gerzon, and I'm joined by Gina Marie Gerzon.
Hello, everybody.
As always with us, Special Teams Coordinator, Destroyer.
What's up?
And Titan and Brajol. Arsenio Hall show voice. Alright, so here we are on a beautiful Saturday. We broke the heat. So it's been pretty nice in New York recently in this middle of July weather after going through that heat wave, which was insane. Mm-hmm. Speaking of heat wave, did you see that heat wave in Dubai?
No, I didn't.
Conspiracy theorists all over the world are like 1 point to us because they've been saying for a long time that the government can control the weather. And they had such a ridiculous heat wave for so long and like super hot that the government sent drones up into the sky to create rain. And people are like, what have we been saying?
But did it work?
Yeah, no, there's like torrential downpour there now.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jeez, that's great.
Yeah, that's great, but at the same time it's like you really got to give another inch to the flat earthers and the lizard peoples.
Well, if it can't be a conspiracy theory, then if it matches science and it matches the black and white of what they were trying to do.
Well, the theory is that people have been saying for a long time the governments have been controlling the weather, like causing
that's where it's coming from.
catastrophic events
and
like Hurricane Katrina and shit like that.
But then what's the science portion of why they sent the drones up into the atmosphere?
Oh, because it was unbearably hot. People could have just been dying just walking out into the street.
But you said that it condensation, yes?
Yeah.
What did you say?
Yeah, it's basically just like, rain is basically just condensation. So, they just sent the drones up there. They did whatever they needed to do to the clouds to create some sort of like density so that it eventually created water molecules that were too heavy to stay in the sky. And gravity pulled it down, even though some people don't believe in gravity.
No, but doesn't that go against conspiracy theory? Doesn't that's very it's very black and white. It's very science. It is what it is. No?
Yes and no, because like there's conspiracy theories that are based off of some scientific stuff, and then there's fucking tinfoil hat people that believe that they're turning the frogs gay. So
oh goodness.
They're putting metals into our water so they can control our minds, shit like that. But yeah, crazy. Yeah. But it is fucking beautiful here in New York, and we're not dying of heat. So
it's actually been quite beautiful this past week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, pretty
really,
much the whole week.
Yeah.
Right? Like this feels like summer.
Great running weather.
Yeah, perfect running weather.
How many miles did you cover this week?
32.
32. Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I had to do it. The weather was too nice. Like every day there was just no excuse.
Nice.
I was giving the thumbs up. Another 10 miler. Another 10 miler. Desi's on a roll.
They were all
almost
downhill.
11 miles actually. Right?
Yeah. I realized that I was not counting the actual mileage of my regular routes quite correctly.
Oh.
Like based on like steps. Like what my normal like 6 mile is like actually closer to 6.5 or like
Oh, wow.
6.5. And the 10 mile is actually closer to 11.
It's like the Amish. You're actually doing things a little bit harder than anybody else.
Yeah.
Well, we're secretly overachieving. So
Yes.
then on the days when we're feeling like, I'm just going to chill for a bit, but I still...
Yeah, you trick yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of like how like when you would be lifting back in the day and I'd be like, all right, one more.
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Kind of like with the topic of what we wanted to get into today.
Yeah, exactly.
That's true.
A little Easter egg. Boom. So, did you get any lifting in this week?
I didn't.
It's Titan.
Titan's heading off to the office.
Back into he's like air conditioning.
He's got some work to do. I was pretty hyper focused on the running this week.
Nice.
But I'm looking to get back to the lifting because I need to put some muscle back on my body.
Mostly Gump, less Ronnie Coleman.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's about balance. Life's about balance, as you can see, the cookie cake.
This is true. You want to set it off with the cookie cake, or?
I guess so. We mentioned it.
You did a couple
So
times.
Great American Cookie has reopened on Friday, July 23rd at 10 a.m. in the Palisades Mall, 3rd floor by Macy's. Destroyer brought it up before the podcast. Like, I'm loving all the posts about Great American Cookie. I will admit, I didn't realize I was so excited for it that I posted more than once about it. So,
And we had members reminding us for your sake,
yeah.
that it was opening on Friday. I said, "Oh, you haven't seen all the posts, I guess."
Yeah,
that
I scoffed at
that he's
them.
been posting.
It's like, would you wake up yesterday? Were you born today?
Yeah, you don't have the notifications on.
Yeah. Clearly, they're not real fans. They just made my list. So yeah, pretty magical that they've reopened. Their look is pretty clean compared to what they used to be. I mean, they've definitely evolved. Let's put it that way.
I like it.
Love it. They took like a Krispy Kreme type of move, and you can see everything that's going on as far as the cookie production, the cake production. They make brownies now. They make a double doozy cake.
Yeah.
A double doozy cake.
Yeah.
We'll have to do a video for that one.
Oh my god. I'm gonna need like insulin on the side. Let's have a
And they have new
paramedic.
flavors too.
Maybe we'll film it when Malcolm Selvin's back home since he's an EMT. We'll have him on the side ready to go, ready to stab me. He's like, what is that, Narcan? It's like, no, it's insulin. You ate too much sugar.
Seriously. Have a gurney ready for you.
Let's
IV
go.
set up.
Yeah, keeping track of like our heart rate.
So yeah, we are pumped, and it's great because we did speak last week about don't be an asshole and cut carbs, but really the main thing we were getting at is that life is about balance, and
Very much so.
you don't in working to achieve your health fitness goals, you don't want to be that person. You shouldn't be that person that's like, man, I haven't had a slice of bread or a grain of rice in a year. Or like, it's like, I haven't had an ounce of alcohol in 5 years. Like, unless you had a problem, fine, that's fine. But like, just people just cut out shit that they don't need to, because like some fucking social media influencer said to. And like, if someone told you to stop taking a shit because it was toxic, would you? If you do, that's Darwinism. But it's about balance. Find a way to have the things that you are craving and work it into your weekly nutrition. And maybe you need to make some tweaks to your training to offset it, but just keep in mind you can't out-train a bad diet either. So
That's very true.
I'm just gonna stop talking for a second and cut myself a slice.
Nice. Let's see how big a slice.
Oh, we're gonna go conservative.
Oh, there's no plate needed. No, just gonna go hand to mouth.
Why would you need a plate?
Yeah,
That
as
was-
God intended.
That's my move.
And how is it, Teddy?
Amazing.
Desi, would you like a piece now or
I
later?
think I'll grab mine later.
Okay. There's no pressure.
You better, Desi.
Yeah, I will.
Desi,
I
you know
can't
Desi
resist.
loves his cookie cake.
Yeah.
And on that note, I think with a full mouth of cookie cake, we need to describe what our focus is today and what we plan on discussing. I'm just going to leave that little bit of icing for later for you. I'm not even going to touch it.
Oh,
Save
wow.
it- save it for later.
Normally he leaves it for later, so I don't know why he...
Because I wanted the full serving this time.
All right.
No leftovers. So yeah. Yes, counting calories and watching macros is important, in striving towards your health and fitness goals, right? Yes, watching your volume and your strength training and how much cardio you do is also important. But what a lot of people seem to forget is that the mental aspect of it all is extremely important as well, on top of sleep. But lack of sleep can actually affect this too, right? So what we're getting at is that what you tell yourself on a daily basis, what you actually believe, what you say out loud, those things will come to fruition when you do them enough, right? So if you tell yourself you're a loser, you're a pussy, you're a fat ass every fucking day, you're going to start to believe that down to a cellular level. But if you start to be realistic, right? Or even extremely optimistic. So realistic meaning, like, instead of saying, and compared to extremely optimistic, sometimes people will just be like, I'm gonna lose 100 pounds. I'm gonna lose it tomorrow. Like, it's like, okay, maybe not tomorrow, but you will lose it. How about just saying, like, I'm successful. I'm a winner, right? Even if it's small wins, which we've talked about in the past. Take the small wins, right?
Absolutely.
Just little things like that, you will start to believe that, right? Like, I will be successful today in not eating, pizza 3 times a day. So, or I will PR today by 5 pounds. What else? Some people, I will drink more than 16 ounces of water today.
Well, just it could be any type of positive goal that they have. Could be physical, emotional, a mental thing, anything. I was just going to pull this up too. I was just, because it makes a lot of sense, and it matches what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Watch your thoughts before they become your words. Watch your words before they become your actions. Watch your actions before they become your habits. Watch your habits before they become your character. And watch your character before it becomes your destiny. So everything carries over to the next. So every step that we take, every thought that we have, right? So your thought, your brain begins the flow. And then from there, your brain tells your body what to do or what not to do. And it kind of goes from there. So if we wake up in the morning and we go to bed at night and we have that same attitude, we follow that same, we kind of keep that same demeanor, we follow the same path regarding our goals or whatever the case, for it positive or negative, that has an effect on everything that you do from the inside to the outside, and then everything kind of reverberating out into the atmosphere, into your world, into your environment. I don't know if anybody ever notices, but like, let's just say you wake up in a really angry mood, pissed off, whatever the case, upset, depressed. I'm just going to throw words out there. Take note of how it kind of follows you through your day and into your environment, and every situation that you end up, quote unquote, walking into or setting yourself up for. At the end of the day, you play a part in what happens and what doesn't happen, and how you react, how you act, all of those things. At the end of the day, your body will do what your brain tells it to do, and there's a lot of research going on around that. Dr. Stuart McGill, I think, he's one of the pioneers with that too. Mm-hmm. Many years ago he started, and there's a lot of truth to it, and he's still getting down to the nitty-gritty of everything, but one scenario is, I always like to throw out is, the mother basically pulling the car off of her child. I mean, at the end of the day, your brain tells your body what to do, and your body will do it. And if it's life or death, and any other situation in between that, we make the choice. So, if we don't get much deeper into it, just that in itself, what is your outcome for the day? What is your outcome for the hour? What is your outcome for the moment? And we make that choice.
It goes for everything in
life.
Thought,
word, action.
Yeah.
So, and I talk about that a lot in here too.
You constantly always say, like, I'll never be able to afford that, and yeah, you will never ever be able to afford that. But maybe start to ask yourself, like, what do I need to do in order to afford that?
Yeah.
Or what do I need to do in order to live a free life? So, what do I need to do to produce a business that's grossing $500,000 a year? Not like, oh, must be nice, or I hate that. Must be nice to be able to go on vacation whenever you want, or must be nice to just throw around fuck you money. Not like, instead flip your thought process into like, I want fuck you money. How do I create fuck you money? I mean, that personally, that's one of my goals. I want to have copious amounts of fuck you money, and not even like to just like, it's not for bragging rights or anything, but it's just one of those things where like, I want to be able to look back on my life and be like, I remember when I was upset I couldn't do that, and now I'm just like, fuck you, old Teddy. It's like, I got it now. Even if I don't spend it, whatever, I still got it. And like, positive words and affirmations, right? So, I mean, I think there was a famous philosophizer, his name was Cornell Haynes Jr., said something along the lines of like, I am number 1, 2 is not a winner, 3 nobody remembers. It's Nelly for you guys that don't know.
Yes.
But like, tell yourself you're a champion. So, and you will start to believe it, or you should start to believe it. You say it enough,
It's, it's practiced within all the champion sports teams, the highest ranking, whether it's childhood, high school, college, and then professional. That camaraderie, the team spirit, and it starts from, coaches, management, all the way down to each of the players. If you don't have that collective positivity, things go downhill. So your mental state has a huge effect on your physical state and your emotional state and everything else surrounding that, within it, outside of it. We can make things great or we can make things worse. So it's all about choices.
Just trying to think of someone. I forget the guy's name, but he's a little bit younger than me. He was a quarterback at Briarcliff, and then he went on to get a pretty successful, I think, D3 career. But I know his quarterback school is called Alpha Arms. But anyway, this guy I've had the pleasure of meeting a couple times, and I heard that when he was in high school, in the preseason, he actually wrote Carrier Dome or something like that on his cleats, and like States or something. And everyone's like, what? And he was like, no, we're gonna go to States. And like, no, if you grew up in the area, you never really knew it was Briarcliff as a powerhouse for football. And lo and behold, they made it to States. I think they lost, but like, it's no cakewalk getting there, let alone winning your own section. So I thought that was pretty dope to,
Absolutely.
He wrote that.
You're setting yourself up for a healthy environment too. And then even the environment within how am I supposed to say this? Like for us specifically, we've worked long and hard these past 6 years to create that environment for our members and our athletes, and to maintain it too. And our athletes and our members have done a really good job in allowing it to stay that way, because they love being here and they love how we're able to hold that space for them. And I think they do a great job reciprocating by maintaining it, having that support for each other and leaving their shit at the door, and seriously leaving all of their emotional shit, whatever shit's going on outside of the gym, at the door, and coming in here just wanting to just let it all go and enjoy themselves, feel good, work hard, and we go back to reality, yes, but again, that how do you feel when you leave the environment, take it with you, that kind of thing too. So yeah, I mean, absolutely. And we've had and it's funny that we're bringing this up too, but just talking about all this, I've had at least a handful of members within this past week that have gone out of their way just to remind us that, and then thank us for holding that space for them, creating this space for them, and being able to hold that space and that energy for them. Because with everything else that's going on, maybe in their lives, in the world, we all have stuff going on, but to be able to come to a place and a space that hones that and allows them to be their best and feel good and leave here feeling better than when they came in. I think, we really take pride in that. It humbles us because we're human too. We have our moments.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels wonderful to know that that's what they feel when they come in, and that's what they feel when they leave. It's very, very important. And to be able to lift them up too, because they inspire us all the time. I love watching everybody. I love seeing them work. It's nice to be able to see them work through some shit, because, like they say, iron therapy.
Like Casey.
Casey was an awesome example a few weeks ago when he was on the podcast, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how he was humble enough and open enough to admit that he was going through some stuff before he got here, and he actually left, right? Because he didn't want to bring that stuff in here, because he knows what kind of a space we hold for everybody here, and it's it takes effort in a very good way to maintain that space.
Not everyone's self-aware, let alone
Totally.
in the moment
And
do that.
Right, and the that good energy attracts more good energy, but that good energy too also attracts that. If you want to be spiritual for a second, that negative energy too, because that negative energy wants that, in a sense, but we just have to make sure that we want to be able to maintain that good space for everybody and really hold it down. So props to all the members and the athletes who use their good stuff to continue to hold that space down for all of us too while they're here.
Mm-hmm.
And leave a little bit of it when they go, so it's back for them when they come back, the next day.
Yeah. So, I really have nothing else to add, except for maybe more cookie cake into this belly. That's the only thing I'm going to add.
I'm going to eat that cookie cake. That's the goal right now. That's the thought.
I will be a lean, mean cookie cake eater. I will be a lean, mean cookie cake eater. And people said that writing lines on the board as punishment in elementary school was bad. This is just positive reinforcement. I may be repeating the same thing over 100 times, but that's fine, because I believe I will be a lean, mean cookie cake eater.
There you go. Walk your talk, like I always say.
Walk it like I talk it. So, anything else to add?
Yeah, I just think that, even if it feels like you don't believe it at first, just saying it over and over eventually gets it into your head. Even just as a confidence thing.
Yeah.
They always say, if you're not confident, pretend to be confident, and then eventually you'll just become a confident person.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
I think there's a lot to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Absolutely. I wholeheartedly agree with that.
And your brain doesn't know any different. It's when you do that and you say that, and it eventually just changes things over, that those pathways change, kind of carving out those new neural pathways and then kind of scrubbing away the old ones. That's basically what you're doing with all of this, with everything. It's a practice,
I heard of a pretty cool practice earlier this week. This guy said, and he's super successful. He said his life really started to turn around when he would wake up every day and force himself to smile. He's like, even if I was in a bad mood, the first thing I did when I got out of bed was smile. He's like, and not only did I smile, I didn't touch my phone for 10 minutes. He's like, because I wanted to set the tone for the whole day, that I was going to have a great day, that I was going to be happy no matter what happened. And I'm not going to let anything that I may see on Facebook or Instagram in the first 10 minutes of my day affect the outcome of the rest of my day.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, that's pretty powerful. And no, the dude is super happy, very realistic. But because I've had the pleasure of speaking to him several times on the phone. His name's Ed Turney, but I think it says a lot too that he's from Long Island. So if you're like from this area and like you're pretty positive and successful, and you're not like, because we know some people in this area that are like, they're like constantly angry. Like, yeah, they live a comfortable life, but like they're fucking angry about it. Like this dude is just like, bro, I'm living my best life, and I'm like, tell me.
Well, right, smiling, frowning actually uses more muscles than smiling. Mm-hmm. And if we want to think about even releasing good those neurotransmitters that actually make us feel good, like seeing an embrace, smiling, petting your dog, cradling a baby, or things of that nature, like even a massage or reflexology, those kind of meditation, they release so many good neurotransmitters, good hormones, that it's, how could you not? And if you're constantly you're almost forcing yourself to feel those things, it actually becomes part of your daily, because you want to do those things.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense not to. So instead of frowning all the time, you end up wanting to smile all the time. And
smiling's my favorite.
Smiling's my favorite. Yep.
Cookie cake makes me smile. So yeah, no, just to wrap it up, not only just be positive, but if you want to change the momentum or the direction of your life, it wouldn't hurt to start changing your thought process into a more positive manner, in the smallest things and in the smallest sense, right? So like, instead of saying like, I will never be a millionaire, instead of going the complete opposite direction, how about you just say like, I'm not broke?
Or what about I am happy?
Yeah, I am
just
happy.
Something simple and basic, because that's so profound.
That is so awesome.
I am happy. I am healthy. I am loved. Like little things like that.
Or just because.
Or, that's literally just because. And that is happiness right there. Cookie cakes are happiness. Yeah. That's my new mantra.
Happiness manifested in physical form.
Yes. This is happiness personified. Yeah.
Staring at a cookie cake.
That's an incorrect way to use the word.
That makes me smile. Like, that's,
Mm-hmm. All right. So that's all we have for today's episode of Overdrive AF. We'll catch you guys next week on another episode. And remember, don't forget to check out overdrivefitnessny.com/prestige labs to get a hold of the best supplements on the market that'll help speed up your process in hitting your health and fitness goals. Mm-hmm. And also muscleleg.com/overdrive for 10% off your order. The best, delicious, most convenient sources of protein that you can have as breakfast or a snack later on in the day. Check out Muscle Leg for your protein needs. All right. So on that note, deuces.